Antlers is a new supernatural horror film starring Kerry Russell and Jesse Plemons. Originally scheduled to come out in April of 2020, but now it's coming out this Halloween season, and I'm here to talk about it, so let's get to it. A small-town Oregon teacher and her brother, the local sheriff, discover that a young student is harboring a dangerous secret with frightening consequences. If you're new to this channel, thanks for stopping by, and my reviews to discuss what I liked, what I didn't like, and then my overall thoughts. So starting with what I liked about the movie, I'll start with the story and what this movie is based off of. It's based off of a mythical creature called a Wendigo, which is a human and deer hybrid type thing. Honestly, I think that's something that's right up Guillermo del Toro's alley, which is why I was really interested in this movie when I found out he was attached to it. In scenes where it's trying to, the movie actually does a really good job of building up tension. When it comes to the actual Wendigo monster, the movie actually treats it like the alien in the first Alien movie or the shark in Jaws. It just builds up the monster through the movie and doesn't really give you a clear look at it until near the end, but when you do see it, it's actually really cool to look at. And speaking of how things look, that actually leads me to the cinematography of this movie, because the movie actually looks good. The rain clouds and bad weather really do a good job of creating an eerie atmosphere, even in the middle of the day. And from an acting standpoint, you probably wouldn't guess, but the best performance in this movie was actually the little kid, Jeremy T. Thomas. The best scenes in the movie are the ones focusing on him, and the movie does a good job of making him creepy while at the same time still driving home the point that he's not the problem. He could have very easily been the antagonist of the movie, but he's simply just a product of his environment, and the bigger issue is still out there. Which kind of leads me to what I didn't like about the movie, and that's pretty much everything else. While Kerry Russell and Jesse Plemons do a good job of what they have, they don't really have much to work with. Their characters are clearly put there just to pad the runtime with backstories that are totally inconsequential to the plot. Their presence don't really add anything to the story, and they really just seem like token adult figures just to help this kid get through this situation. Honestly, you didn't even need these two stars attached to this movie whatsoever. The studio could have taken their salary budget, cut it in half, gave these roles to two no-name actors looking for their big break, and then used that money that they saved to hire some better writers. Because the script is probably my biggest problem with this entire movie. Almost half of the script focuses on things that you just don't care about. They gave Kerry Russell's character a tragic backstory, but not so she can resolve any issues that she has by the end of the movie, but purely so that she can recognize signs of abuse in Lucas. You have Graham Greene, whose character's only purpose is to give an exposition dump at the beginning of the third act. Nick Antasa did a good job of creating the short story that this movie is based off of, and he helped write the screenplay, but I think he should have been surrounded by some better writers that could have better helped him flesh out the characters to turn this into a feature. So in conclusion, I like the tone and the atmosphere of the movie. The best parts of this movie are when they focus on Lucas and what he's going through, but I also think that this movie could have benefited from a rewrite to give better character motivations and just connect everything better. And also to give it a better ending. I'm not going to spoil anything, but what I will say is that the final confrontation did leave a lot to be desired. All that being said, I'd say this movie is cool to watch if there's nothing else on TV. Now, the movie isn't bad, there's a lot of good stuff to it, but what I will say is that this movie was originally scheduled to come out near the first quarter of the year. And then when it got moved to 2021, it got moved to around the first quarter of 2021. And anybody that knows about horror movies or the first quarter of the year knows what that means 9 times out of 10. So that's my review of Antlers. If you've seen it already, what did you think? Leave a comment below and let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. If you like what you're seeing, hit that thumbs up and click that subscribe button to see what's coming next.